All the commands are entered in the terminal at the shell prompt, which is by default a $sign. At this shell prompt or the command prompt, we'll type the command and it will be executed when we hit the enter key. The commands in Linux are lowercase single words. While typing these commands, you can't be indifferent to case. You have to type them in lowercase only. Their names are abbreviated forms of actions they perform. For example, CD is for change directory, CP is for copy, and LS for list. A command is entered at the shell prompt followed by one or more arguments. These arguments provide additional information to the command and they are sometimes optional. There are commands that don't take any arguments and there are commands which can be specified with or without arguments. Command name and arguments have to be separated by spaces or tabs so that the system interprets them as words. These arguments are usually the names of files or directories. When a command accepts a file name as argument, you can specify either the absolute path name or the relative path name. Another type of argument that a command can take is option. Options are special single letter arguments that modify the behavior of a command. They are usually preceded with a dash to distinguish them from file names. For example, in this command, sort is a command name and dash R is the option. There should be no space between dash and R. After that, we have the file name argument. Here, this dash R option tells the sort command to sort in reverse order. So, a command can be made to behave in different ways by specifying different options. There can be multiple options in a command. For example, in this ls command, we have these three options. When more than one options are used, we can combine them using a single dash. So instead of writing this, we can simply write this. Both will give same output, but this one saved us some typing. And if we want to use several options, this one is definitely better. When both options and file names or directory names are taken as argument, the options generally come first. Linux also has options that use double dash followed by a descriptive word. For example, you can write this or this. Both will give same results. These descriptive options are easier to remember but require more typing. Mostly these single letter options are used. The command name along with the arguments is called the command line. When you hit the enter key, everything on the command line is interpreted by the shell and executed. If you want to continue the command on the next line, enter a backslash before hitting the enter key. The secondary prompt appears and it indicates that the command line is not yet complete and it is being continued on the next line. This way you can enter a command on several lines. If you want to enter several commands on a line, you can separate them with a semicolon. For example, these three commands will be executed in sequence one after another. First, this will be executed, then this, and then this. In the next lecture, we'll start entering commands on the terminal.